Right now, businesses are sitting on what's basically a gold mine of data. But here's the huge catch. Just having more data doesn't automatically mean you have better answers. The real competitive edge comes from turning all that raw information into a compelling story that actually drives action.
And I'm not kidding when I say this. It's like we're drowning. It is an absolute flood of information. Think about it. Every single click, every purchase, every little interaction, it all creates a data point. The sheer volume is just, well, it's overwhelming. It makes finding the important stuff feel like searching for a needle in a haystack.
So, where is all this stuff coming from? Well, you've got your classic transactional data, from sales databases. Then there's all the telemetry data from the services and apps we use every day. And don't forget the nonstop stream of signals from social media. It's literally coming at us from all angles, 24/7.
Okay, to make this feel a little more real, let's talk about an industry we all know, retail. It is the perfect example of this data explosion we're talking about.
I mean, just stop and think for a second about what a single retailer knows about you. They're tracking the stuff you look at versus the stuff you actually put in your cart. They see which pages on their website you spend the most time on, which aisles you walk down in the actual store, even your overall spending habits. They're basically building this incredibly detailed picture of who you are as a customer.
So you'd think with all this info, businesses would have it all figured out, right? But that brings up a really important question. What's the real challenge here?
And here's the answer. The problem isn't collecting the data. We are fantastic at that. The real struggle, the thing that keeps people up at night, is making sense of it all. It's about how you turn those billions of data points into something meaningful, something that can actually change the way a company does business. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Data on its own doesn't just shout the answers at you. It kind of whispers, gives you little hints and clues. But without a story to connect those clues, the message just gets lost. It's nothing more than a bunch of numbers on a screen.
When you're overwhelmed with data, the first instinct is often, well, let's just get more data. We think the answer will just magically pop out. But that's a total trap. Just piling on more information without a plan, well, that just makes the noise louder and the problem even worse.
Now, the real answer, the big aha moment, is all about crafting a better story.
And this whole idea, it actually has a name. It's called data storytelling. And it's basically the process of taking all that raw data and weaving it into a narrative, a story that doesn't just give leaders a report, but actually gives them the confidence to make big, important decisions. And here's why this is so important. A good data story isn't just a nice to have. It's absolutely crucial. In the world we live in, being able to make fast, smart decisions is what separates the winners from everyone else. It is a massive competitive advantage. All right, so how do you actually do this? Let's think of it as a journey. This is your journey, taking you from just having a bunch of information to actually having real influence inside your company. And here's a simple 4-step map to guide you. First up, start the quest. This just means knowing your goal. What question are you really trying to answer? Step 2, find your guides. This is huge. You need to partner up with the data experts, the people who live and breathe this stuff. Third, build a data culture. This is all about creating an environment where people actually value data and the insights it brings. And last but not least, share the story widely. Make sure your story gets to the people who can actually do something about it. Now, all of these steps are important, for sure. But that second one, finding your guides, is a real game changer. Look, this is not something you can do alone. Your very first move should be to go talk to the data engineers and data scientists in your organization. You bring the business questions, they bring the deep technical know-how. It's a partnership. You got to invite them to join you on this journey.
Okay, let's get to the good part, the payoff. Let's look at what actually happens when this all works, when you turn a simple insight into a real, measurable impact on the business.
This is where it all clicks. Suddenly, knowing which aisles people shop in helps you figure out how to price things. Tracking sales patterns month to month? That helps you spot a new trend before your competition even sees it coming. See? Every single data point, once it's part of a story, points directly to a smart business move. And the results you get are real and they are powerful. We're talking about things like tracking your inventory way more efficiently, recommending products people actually want to buy, or even spotting and stopping fraud. It means you know exactly when a campaign is bombing, so you can pull the plug instead of just throwing good money after bad. So this is the big transformation, right? It's a before and after. Before, you've got a spreadsheet that's so confusing it just leads to paralysis. Nobody knows what to do. but after you have a clear story, a clear insight that leads to confident, decisive action. It's literally going from confusion to clarity.
Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. Every single business out there is sitting on a treasure chest of hidden value, and it's all locked up inside its data. Data storytelling, well, that's the key to unlocking it.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. The information you need, it's already there. It's just waiting for you. Your data has an amazing story to tell about your customers, your products, your whole business. So the only real question is, are you ready to listen?